My name is Babak Fouladi. As I was introduced, I'm the Chief Technology and Digital Officer at KPN. Thank you very much for Broadband World Forum for their invitation to be with you here today. How many of you are operators? Great. Fantastic. I'm an operator too, and what I would like to do for the next 20 minutes is to share with you the experience or what I, as the Chief Technology Officer, is doing to move my journey of my company to a digital telco. I am pretty sure everybody that just raised their hand as an operator is going through the same transformation. So please catch me after the presentation and say, Babak, we're doing exactly what you're doing, or we're doing exactly the opposite of what you're doing, and let's share some stories together, because all of us are in the journey of becoming a digital telco. If you want to become a digital telco, it has to start from the top. It has to be part of the strategy of the company. Everybody within the organization needs to have that same goal of becoming digital. So this slide is a slide that we did at our capital markets. Of course, the goal of the organization is to build revenues and, of course, bring great services to our customers. And we firmly believe to do that, digital is one way of getting there. That has to be part of the framework of the company, that everybody understands becoming digital is the means of providing greater customer service and increasing service revenue. So we take the firm strategy from the top and we create this. This is the house of the technology organization. I think most of you that are attending here coming from the technology department of the OpCo. So this is the house that every one of my team members, that some of are sitting here, should actually print out and put in their offices on their desks. This is what we are going to do to deliver. The roof of the house is the actual strategy of the company, and the three pillars that we believe that we need to do as technology to deliver the strategy of the company is build the best smart converged infrastructure. We need to accelerate simplification and rationalization. We've been building technology for years and years and years, but they're all sitting around. They need to be simplified, and we need to enable digital transformation. These are the three pillars of the technology organization. And of course, no house is built without a foundation, and that foundation is the people, the team that does it, as the operating model. So, how do we view digital? You'll see many, many presentations today, tomorrow. You go over there, and if you want to have a sexy presentation, put the word digital in it, and that's all of a sudden a modernized presentation. But what does digital really mean? Well, we view digital in three different ways. Digital inside, are we working digitally together? Are we sending massive 50 meg PowerPoint presentations to each other as a form of communication? Or are we really collaborating? Is the processes within the company one click and you can order something, or do you need to do 200 signatures before you actually can get out of your desk? Digital inside. Digital outside. How do we interact with our customers in a digital way? How can they come into our store, or maybe not even a store, from their own homes, do 2 clicks and get what they want? How can they actually be in charge, self-service of their own services? How can they actually be in charge of their own data? And of course, the third pillar is the digital services. We are the leading TV provider in the country, and we want to continually bring digital experience and digital products to our customers as well. These are the three pillars of how we see digitalization in the company. None of this will happen without a great foundation, if you're an operator, of a great foundation in infrastructure and connectivity. And that is a main part of our strategy to build the next generation of broadband connections going in, both fixed and mobile. Investing heavily in fiber, taking fiber directly to the home. We've made our decision to go PON-based. We are now installing not only PON, but XGS as well, to make our network future-proof, 10 gigabits being ready for the future. On mobile, complete modernization of our mobile network. Every one of our sites, we're going to have 7 to 8 different bands, all with MIMO and all 5G ready, all the entire nation rolled out by 2021. So entire uplift of the underlying infrastructure. And although I only have 20 minutes, the word smart is a very important part to make the network not only faster, better, stronger, more reliable, but also smarter. And we're doing a lot of stuff with AI and automation to make this layer as smart as possible and as fast and reliable as possible to go ahead. If you're an incumbent operator and you've been operating for 20 years, 30 years, and every year, every one of your partner brings out a new technology, the closet gets full. That happens in my household a lot. You know, one goes in, two has to come out, right? And the rationalization of the infrastructure is massively important in the simplification and digitalization of the company as well. Old technologies have to move into newer ones. So we move into all IP. When we go to all IP, some of the old connectivities that are working great, we have to work with our customers to migrate them into the new technologies. Multiple data centers, multiple machines that we bought, consolidate the data centers. We're consolidating into 3 data centers, and we'll talk about a brand new infrastructure to make sure that is expandable very easily. And how many of you are in the IT background in the crowd? Yeah, some. More billing systems, layers and layers and layers. Converge them all. Bring them all into it. And we have about 20 different stacks in our company that by 2021, we already have taken about 6 of them away. We're going to go down to 2 stacks by that time. Complete simplification of it. But now let's get into the digital as well. And I wanted to share some elements of foundational level of when you want to digitalize your company. And once again, this is a technology view of it. What are the sacred elements that we take into the digitalization that any one of my team members need to go? Is an architecture, which you have to be religious about. You have to make sure that if you change the equipment and the way you work, that the way that the people work changes as well. If you change the partner and you go new, but people are still thinking old, that does not work. Security, if you're going to be digital and things are more open, open is not the same as less secure. Open actually means more secure. And data. Data plays a big role. I've been in telcos for a long time, and we've been saying, oh, we have so much data. We know what people are doing every day. But I know, well, like most of you, that data is not used properly. We actually don't have access to it, and we don't have access to it to real time. And compared to other players like Google or Netflix and Spotify that use their data completely as part of their infrastructure as a religious way, we need to make that transformation as well. Layered architecture. How many years have we been talking about that for a long time? So this one, if you want to become digital, layered architecture is supremely important. And it has to be followed religiously. The UI at top, an interface layer, APIs in a religious manner, microservices. And of course, the bottom layer has changed a bit as well. We used to build big machines to do a lot of capacities, but now cloud is emerging. So now you actually buy products that are SaaS-based from the very beginning, and you have to be able to bring in SaaS products right into your infrastructure easily. And you have to be able to host things in the cloud when it's the right way to do it, and also have your own data centers and your own platform to be able to grow it. So a massive infrastructure investment in being able to support SaaS, your own platform, and cloud under a layered architecture. If we want to go from 20 to 2 stacks, it is important to be absolutely strict on this layer as well. The people. I remember in my CV, I used to put Prince this, and ITIL that, and so on and so forth, and used to highlight it and bold it and put probably a marker underneath it. It's good to have all of those, but things have also moved on and progressed. How many of you have moved into a DevOps organization? Yeah, some of you, not all of you. You have to start moving into it. We used many, many years that for us, the right thing to do was to not simplify things and just take that work and give it to somebody else in another country. If you want to become digital, it needs to become faster. People that are in charge of development need to be in charge of operations, and they need to get that right. You need to be responsible. I was talking to one of, Facebook, and their entire operation is run by less than 100 people. Which OpCo runs its entire NOC with less than 100 people? It doesn't happen. We need to break it. We need to bring agile, Scrum-based DevOps into the organization. But obviously, I think telcos are also not Spotify, and the amount of process and performance management, along with the DevOps and agile, is an important part of the culture to bring in, to be able to mix performance management, KPI-driven teamwork, along with agility and Scrum-based work to move forward into a digital world. Security. Don't make security something you do at the end. If you want to become digital, you have to put security as a design and a part of your architecture from the beginning. Open means more secure. Be aware of that. Security doesn't come at the end. You don't pen test, you don't do something at the end. You do that, of course, but you also architect it from the very beginning. We take religious extremely seriously. We even actually make security as a service that we offer to our customers as well. And data. Every CTO here needs to make data their primary agenda. The data is there, but it's not clean. The data is there, but it's not being used. The data is there, but the ownership is across the organization. You need to be able to build the right infrastructure, make sure that there's a single version of the truth, and to be able to get the correct information at real time to your entire organization. Impossible to become a digital organization without a proper data strategy. So my last slide, what is the advice that I give for digital transformation, journey to digital transformation? Start with culture. As I said at the very beginning, the digital has to be part of the strategy of the company. It has to be part of something that everybody eats for breakfast. It has to be a cultural shift of people that say, how can I do this better in a digital fashion? That has to be at top of the mind of everybody. That does not happen overnight. You have to keep working on it, pressure it, work on it. Don't forget why you're trying to become digital. Why does a digital telco make sense? It's not the technology. I know the technology is fun and we like fun things, but we do it for the customers. The journey for a digital telco is based on a customer-driven experience, is based on if you have happy customers, you will make the service revenue. And the next one is, there's a lot in here, of course, in 20 minutes, but execute, execute, execute. Digital transformation doesn't happen overnight. Track it. Make sure you're going a step ahead every month, and make sure that all of the stuff that you're doing is executable and that you can track it going forward. Thank you very much for your attention.